Hi guys, welcome back to another travel vlog. My name is Nicola. Flights and hotel stays are my jam, and I love bringing you along to interesting, iconic and intriguing adventures. As we're going on holiday, I think it's only right that we start with a little mimosa.
The hot selection is giving kind of all-inclusive buffet. Extra £32 to select my seat, which we both know should be included. Champagne, that really good stuff. You're going to have to go into the first class lounge next door. So there is no flatbed, there is no door, there's no suite, and there's no in-flight entertainment. You saved yourself a small fortune. It's a fun fact for you.
So from the pre-flight champagne in the lounge to the onboard service, we're going to see if this is the most bougie way to start your Mediterranean getaway. All checked in, so let's go and hit the lounge. As we're going on holiday, I think it's only right that we start with a little mimosa.
So if you fancy something a little bit stronger before your flight, you've got some spirits here to keep you going. I'd be careful how much I have of those, otherwise they won't let you board the flight. This is probably my favourite section of them all. It's the Prosecco section here, and you can just self-serve, so you can top up as much or as little as you like. I mean, one thing to note is there isn't champagne, it's only Prosecco. If you want the champagne, that really good stuff, you're going to have to go into the first class lounge next door. Now, I know you want to get into the nitty-gritty and know how much I paid for this seat. So to fly from Gatwick Airport to Malaga with British Airways Business Class, I paid £218, and I then paid an extra £32 to select my seat, which we both know should be included. So the total cost was £250, and that includes fast-track security and lounge access, and of course my very generous luggage allowance as well. A great selection of fruit and yogurts. They've got this section here, and they've got another section similar on the left-hand side. Your classic cereals that you can help yourself to over here. I might have to dig in for a cinnamon whirl in a minute. The hot selection is giving kind of all-inclusive buffet, but it has got everything I'm sure you guys would want to eat here. It all looks pretty fresh, and it's being topped up quite regularly. And this makes me very happy. They've got a massive selection of teas down here, and of course you know that I'm going to go forward. Just by comparison, I did look up an EasyJet flight today going from Gatwick to Malaga, and it was £175 by the time that I'd added my luggage. I've just got a cabin bag and chosen my seat. So for an extra £75, I've got this kind of elevated luxury service. So we will see if we think it's worth it. If you've got little ones, I think they will absolutely love this little play area they've got. What a way to keep them entertained before they get on the flight. And one thing that I am really impressed by is the really generous baggage allowance. So when you're flying business, included in your ticket is one handbag, one cabin bag, and not one, but two checked-in bags at the weight of 32 kilos each. Now, if you imagine having to pack that and pay for the luggage on most airlines, I think you would have saved yourself a small fortune.
My gate has been called, so it's time to go. So one quick thing I just wanted to mention is that when you fly short haul with British Airways out of Gatwick only is that you're actually flying with BA Euroflyer, who are a subsidiary of British Airways. So it's going to look like British Airways, it's going to be a British Airways plane, the crew are going to be dressed in British Airways uniform. But just so that you know, in case you didn't know, it is actually a subsidiary and a different company itself than British Airways, which shouldn't actually make a difference in the sort of service that you receive at all. Breakfast menu looks actually quite inviting. I think I'm going to have the selection of warm breads and butter croissant to start, and then the chestnut mushroom and spring onion frittata looks quite tasty, so I think we'll go for that, and some juice. Included is also a complimentary bar, and I think it would be rude not to have a glass of champagne. For you. So many years ago, almost in a former life, I was actually cabin crew for British Airways. I flew out of Gatwick on mixed fleet, so I flew long haul and short haul, and so yeah, it's a bit kind of surreal to be back as a passenger. It's lovely, but I know how hard they work, the grueling schedules, they do it all with a smile on their face, and that's why I like to get some sweets or chocolates, just as a little token of appreciation, because I know how hard they work. Interesting thing I think it's important to point out is that usually when you pay for business class, you're paying for more space. Now this business class seat is exactly the same size as the economy seats in the back. So what you're actually paying for is the fact that they block out the middle seat, so you'll never ever have someone sitting next to you. So although the seat pan is the same, you're not going to have someone encroaching on your personal space, putting their elbows onto your armrest and kind of making you feel claustrophobic and closed in. So you've got that bit more freedom, you've got a bit more space around you just naturally by nobody sitting next to you. And don't forget, this is a short haul flight, so there is no flatbed, there is no door, there's no suite, and there's no in-flight entertainment. But I'm really enjoying just being here, having a little bit of extra space and enjoying my glass of champagne. I didn't actually have time to eat in the lounge because I was trying to get the footage for you guys, so I'm actually starving and I'm really looking forward to sampling the breakfast on board. Breakfast has arrived and I went for the chestnut mushroom and spring onion frittata, and it comes with some smoked beans, creamed spinach and potato rosties. That looks quite cute. I've also got a warm croissant and it comes with some Greek yogurt with mango and mixed toasted seeds. Right, let's dig in. Really good. I'm not gonna lie, it would have been really nice to have some jam to go with my croissant, but I will make do with the batter.
What's that?
I quite enjoyed that breakfast and I've just ordered a peppermint tea to wash it down.
quite nice is that the toilet at the front of the aircraft is for Club Europe passengers only. There's only 6 rows here, so we've got that whole front toilet to ourselves, and they've got some really nice white company products in there, like the hand wash and the body lotion. So yeah, that's quite lovely. So just before we begin our descent into Malaga, let's talk about if this is worth it. I've had to pop the tray table up as we are coming into land. But the first things I love with that dedicated Club Europe check-in space and the fast track security. So I think that saves a ton of time, and especially in the summer months when the airports get extremely busy, I think we'll all really appreciate that. I thought the lounge was brilliant. It's all self-service, so you can kind of get up and get what you need as and when you need it, which is great if you're in a rush or you just want to take your time. And I think, airport food prices are expensive. So if you have got things... I've just had to put my window blind up because we're landing. But yeah, when you're in the airport, food nowadays is so expensive. Like an airport coffee can be upwards of like £6, £7, £8. So the fact that you can have a complimentary meal, and especially if you like a beer or glass of champagne, as I do, you're definitely going to get your money's worth in the lounge. I've enjoyed a complimentary hot breakfast and a couple of glasses of champagne. So again, that lovely hot meal service on board has been lovely. And when we land, I haven't actually checked a bag in, but as a Club Europe passenger, your bags will come off as priority. So again, it's another little time-saving mode there. So I think for the price that I've paid today, it's been an absolute steal. And don't forget, these prices for business class seats do fluctuate quite dramatically throughout the year. But if you can find it at a great price that's affordable to you, I absolutely think it's worth it. So let me know in the comments if you would pay £250 to travel short haul for a business class flight, or if you just don't think it's worth it and you're happy to sit and slum it in economy. If you've made it this far, don't forget to subscribe for more videos and hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. And stay tuned, because next week I'm going to be taking you along to where I'm heading to once we land, which has been nominated as one of the best European hotels. So stay tuned.